Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're going to be doing a deep dive into the life and wisdom of Warren Buffett.
The Oracle of Omaha.
That's right. And we're going to be guided by Alice Schroeder's biography of Buffett called The Snowball.
A really fantastic book.
Yeah, so we're going to unearth the nuggets of wisdom that made Buffett a legend and see how those apply to you.
Whether you are looking to sharpen your investment skills,
Yeah.
or just want to glean insights from one of the most successful figures in modern history.
Now, Schroeder's unique access to Buffett makes The Snowball more than just a typical biography.
Absolutely.
It's like peering directly into the mind of a master.
It's fascinating how Schroeder reveals the events and decisions that shaped Buffett's worldview. For instance, did you know that at just 6 years old, he was already buying and selling chewing gum?
Okay, wow. So he was showing that entrepreneurial spark early on.
Yeah, early on.
It seems like that early hustle really laid the groundwork for his later success.
Absolutely.
And speaking of success, one of the central themes of The Snowball is the power of compounding.
Absolutely. The book emphasizes the sheer force of starting early and investing to fully harness the potential of compounding.
Okay, so how does that actually work?
Think of it like this. If you invest $10,000 today and earn a consistent 7% return, in 30 years that could grow to over $76,000.
Wow, that's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
It makes you realize how time plays such a huge role in building wealth.
Exactly. And while starting early is ideal, the message here isn't to discourage those who might be starting later.
Right.
The Snowball underscores that any time is a good time to begin investing, even if you haven't been doing it since childhood, like Buffett.
So it's never too late to get that snowball rolling.
That's right.
But the book doesn't stop at just stocks and bonds. It really digs into the idea of diversifying income streams beyond just your primary job.
Yeah.
It makes me think about the story they tell about the shoe button expert.
Ah, yes. The story of the man who knew everything about shoe buttons, a friend of Buffett's father.
Right?
And while his expertise was impressive, it also limited him. When the shoe button industry shifted, he found it hard to adapt.
Yeah, it's a cautionary tale for sure. It reminds us that in today's rapidly changing world, having diverse skills and income sources is more crucial than ever.
Absolutely.
It's like building a safety net for your financial future.
Precisely. The Snowball challenges you to think beyond just investing in the stock market.
Okay?
It encourages you to consider side hustles, develop new skills, or explore passive income streams. Essentially, don't put all your eggs in one basket.
It makes you think about what skills you might already have that could be monetized, or what new skills you could learn to expand your income potential. Now, shifting gears a bit, The Snowball also delves into Buffett's mindset and his intentional approach to shaping his future. The story about how he specifically chose to attend Columbia University to learn from investment legends Benjamin Graham and David Dodd really stands out.
That decision highlights the power of intentional learning and seeking out mentors who can guide you. Buffett didn't just stumble into success. He actively sought knowledge and guidance from those he admired, laying a solid foundation for his future.
It's a good reminder that we have the power to shape our own paths.
Yeah.
Even if it means seeking out specific knowledge or people who can help us reach our goals.
Absolutely. And a crucial part of that is defining your personal values and setting goals that align with them, something that Buffett has clearly done throughout his life.
Right.
The Snowball dives into the values that underpin his decisions, revealing the why behind the what.
It makes you pause and reflect on your own aspirations, right? Are you on a path that's truly aligned with your goals and values? What steps could you take to course correct if needed?
It's about taking control of your own narrative and being intentional about the choices that shape your journey.
Now, The Snowball doesn't shy away from the challenges we all face, including negativity. And it introduces Buffett's drain plug analogy, which I found really insightful.
Oh, yeah. It's a powerful mental model for dealing with negativity.
Okay.
Imagine a bathtub filling up with negative thoughts and emotions. Instead of letting it overflow, you pull the plug, allowing those negative thoughts to drain away.
It seems so simple, yet so effective.
Absolutely.
It's about choosing not to dwell on things outside your control.
Right.
And focusing your energy on what you can influence.
And this applies not just to life in general, but also to investing. Think about it. Emotional decision-making, driven by fear or greed, can often lead to impulsive choices that harm your long-term financial goals.
The Snowball provides a great example of this. During the tech boom, Buffett faced immense criticism for not jumping on the bandwagon. Even when everyone else seemed to be making quick profits, He stuck to his principles, trusting his own analysis and not getting swept up in the hype.
And as history has shown, he made the right call. The tech bubble burst, and many investors who had chased those quick gains lost a fortune. Buffett, with his unwavering belief in his investment philosophy and his ability to control his emotions, weathered the storm.
That's such a powerful reminder to trust your own judgment even when facing external pressures or self-doubt. We all have that drain plug within us.
Absolutely. The Snowball encourages you to find your own drain plug strategies for navigating setbacks.
Okay.
Whether it's journaling, meditation, talking to a trusted friend, or something else entirely. Find what works for you to process those negative emotions and refocus on what truly matters.
It's about building that resilience and remembering that challenges are inevitable, but it's how we respond to them that truly defines our journey. Now, beyond just the financial strategies, the Snowball delves into the ethical dimension of Buffett's approach to business and wealth.
Yes, and it's embodied in one of his most famous quotes. It takes 20 years to build a reputation and 5 seconds to ruin it.
Wow.
Buffett emphasizes integrity and transparency as the cornerstones of building trust, which is vital for lasting success in any field.
So it's not just about making money, it's about how you make it and the impact you have along the way.
Precisely. And Buffett doesn't just talk the talk. He's known for his remarkable philanthropy, believing in giving back to society and using his wealth to create positive change.
It really highlights that success isn't just measured in dollars and cents, but also in the impact you make on the world around you.
And that brings up an important question for you to consider. How do your own actions and decisions contribute to your reputation? What kind of legacy are you building, both personally and professionally?
These are questions we'll continue to explore as we delve further into the Snowball and uncover more of Warren Buffett's wisdom in our next segment.
Stay with us.
Welcome back to the Deep Dive. We're continuing our exploration of Warren Buffett's world as revealed in Alice Schroeder's The Snowball. So far, we've uncovered some of the foundations of his success. Starting young, diversifying, staying resilient, and building a strong ethical framework. But how does all this translate into his investment strategies? That's what we're digging into now.
Well, it's fascinating how Buffett's overall approach to life mirrors his investment philosophy. It's all about patience, discipline, and that long-term vision we discussed earlier. He doesn't seek those quick wins. He really focuses on building lasting value.
Right. That reminds me of something we touched on earlier, his decision to go to Columbia specifically to learn from Benjamin Graham and David Dodd shows he was already thinking long-term, investing in his own knowledge base.
Precisely. And that investment led him to value investing,
Okay.
the philosophy that he's so famous for. It's not about chasing trends or getting caught up in speculative bubbles. He looks for companies that are fundamentally sound, but might be undervalued by the market.
So it's not about jumping on the hottest stock tip of the day.
Right.
It's more about understanding a company's intrinsic worth
Yes.
and seeing its potential for the long haul.
Exactly. He carefully analyzes a company's assets, earnings, future potential, searching for those hidden gems the market might be overlooking.
Okay.
And this approach requires a certain level of emotional detachment.
Right.
He doesn't panic when the market dips. Instead, he sees it as a chance to buy more of the companies he believes in at a discount.
That reminds me of the drain plug analogy, not letting fear dictate your decisions.
Right. It's about having that internal scorecard, as he calls it, trusting your own judgment and analysis rather than being swayed by the crowd.
But how can the average person apply this mindset, especially if they don't have billions to invest?
That's a great question. I think the key takeaway here isn't about mimicking his exact moves, but understanding the principles behind them. For anyone looking to start, it's about educating yourself. Don't just blindly follow the hype.
Right.
Learn the fundamentals of investing. Research companies thoroughly. Understand their business models. Look for companies with a solid track record, strong management, and a genuine competitive edge in their industry.
So it's like doing your due diligence before any major purchase.
Absolutely.
You wouldn't buy a house without inspecting it.
Right.
You'd want to know its history, its potential problems, its long-term value.
Exactly. Treat your investments with that same level of care and consideration.
Okay.
Investing shouldn't feel like gambling. It's about participating in the growth of businesses you believe in.
The Snowball also emphasizes diversification. It's not just about investing in different industries, but also across different asset classes.
That's right.
That's interesting how this echoes the idea of diversifying income streams.
Yeah,
Not putting all your eggs in one basket seems to be a recurring theme in Buffett's approach.
right. He doesn't put all his money into stocks alone. He invests in a mix of stocks, bonds, real estate, and other assets
It's okay.
to spread the risk and create a balanced portfolio.
It's like building a solid foundation for a house.
Yeah.
You wouldn't build it on just one pillar.
Right.
You'd use a variety of supports to ensure its stability.
That's a great analogy. This diversified approach not only mitigates risk, but also smooths out returns over time, reducing volatility
Okay.
and paving the way for more consistent growth.
Yeah. So for someone just beginning their investment journey, how do they go about creating that diversified portfolio without feeling overwhelmed?
Well, index funds or exchange-traded funds, what are called ETFs, can be a great starting point. They track a broad market index like the S&P 500,
Right.
offering instant diversification without the need to pick individual stocks.
And as we've learned, starting small and being consistent is key. Just like that snowball gathering momentum.
Exactly.
Even small regular investments can accumulate significant wealth over time.
Now, beyond the nuts and bolts of stocks and bonds, the snowball highlights something that's often overlooked in investing:
Okay.
psychology. Buffett stresses emotional discipline, avoiding the traps of greed and fear.
Right.
He famously said, "Be fearful when others are greedy and greedy when others are fearful." It's about going against a herd, making rational decisions based on sound analysis, not on fleeting emotions.
So that takes us back to that internal scorecard and that drain plug mentality. Shutting out the noise and focusing on your own reasoned judgment.
Exactly. It's about having the fortitude to ride out market fluctuations without making impulsive moves that could derail your long-term goals.
So how can we cultivate that kind of emotional resilience when it comes to investing? It's easy to get swept up in the roller coaster of the market.
Well, having a clear investment plan with specific goals and a timeline helps immensely. This anchors your decisions and reduces the chance of getting swayed by those short-term market swings.
So it's like having a roadmap for a long journey.
Yes,
It helps you stay on course even when you encounter detours.
exactly. It's also crucial to stay informed about market trends and economic conditions, but to process that information through a lens of rationality and long-term thinking. Don't let the daily headlines dictate your actions.
It's about finding that balance between staying engaged but not letting the market consume you or control your emotions.
Right. Remember, investing is a marathon, not a sprint.
As we've been delving into these investment strategies, it's striking how they're all interconnected with those life lessons we discussed earlier. Starting early, diversifying, being patient, staying disciplined, and focusing on the long game. They all weave together to form a cohesive approach to both life and investing.
It's clear that Buffett's investment philosophy is a natural extension of his worldview. He sees both life and investing as journeys that require careful planning, consistent effort, and a willingness to adapt and learn along the way.
And that's a valuable reminder for all of us, whether we're seasoned investors or just starting out.
Yeah.
It's not just about making money. It's about building a solid foundation for a fulfilling life, both financially and personally. Now, in our final segment, we'll explore how Buffett's success extends beyond just finance into philanthropy, mentorship, and building a legacy that transcends dollars and cents. Welcome back to The Deep Dive. We spent this episode exploring the mind of Warren Buffett through Alice Schroeder's insightful biography, The Snowball, uncovering not only his brilliant investment strategies, but also the principles that guide his life. Now, in this final part, I'm curious to dig into what the book reveals about Buffett beyond the balance sheets, like his philanthropy, his mentorship, and the legacy he's working to create.
Yeah, it's remarkable how the snowball showcases that Buffett isn't content with simply accumulating wealth.
Right.
He's pledged to give away the vast majority of his fortune to philanthropic causes, demonstrating a deep commitment to making a positive impact on the world.
That's right. And it's not just about writing checks either. He's deeply involved in shaping the strategies of the foundations he supports,
Absolutely.
particularly those focused on global health and poverty alleviation.
Education.
Yeah. He's not just donating. He's actively working to make his giving truly effective.
His approach to philanthropy really reflects his long-term thinking and his desire to create lasting value. It's not about quick fixes, but about addressing those root causes and creating sustainable solutions.
I'm also struck by how Buffett embraces mentorship, sharing his knowledge and experience so freely with others. The book mentions his countless letters to shareholders, the many interviews he's given, even the MBA classes he's taught. He seems to genuinely want to pass on his wisdom to the next generation.
Yeah, His willingness to share his insights so openly is remarkable. He doesn't hoard his knowledge. He sees it as a responsibility to help others learn and grow. And he does it with a clarity and humility that makes even complex ideas uh, accessible.
It makes you realize that his legacy isn't just about the billions he's amassed, but also about the knowledge and values he's imparting to future generations of investors and business leaders.
Precisely. And that brings us to a question that the snowball kind of subtly raises. What does success truly mean? Buffett has achieved incredible financial success, but the book encourages us to consider a broader definition.
You mean looking beyond just wealth accumulation?
Yes. It prompts us to ask, does success encompass values like integrity, impact, and personal fulfillment? Does it involve using your resources, whatever they may be, to make a positive contribution to the world?
Buffett's life certainly suggests that true success is multifaceted. It's about finding that balance between financial prosperity and living a life that aligns with your values, making a difference in areas that matter to you.
So as we conclude our deep dive into the snowball, I'd like to leave you with this question. What does success truly mean to you? How do you define it? And what steps are you taking to create a life that reflects that vision?
That's a powerful question to reflect on. And for anyone seeking inspiration on that journey, I highly recommend reading The Snowball yourself. It's a wealth of insights, not only into investing, but also into building a fulfilling life, grounded in values and purpose.
Remember, it's not about copying Buffett's every move, but about understanding the principles that have guided his success and adapting them to your own unique circumstances and goals.
It's about finding your own path to a life that's both personally rewarding and makes a positive impact on the world around you. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the wisdom of Warren Buffett. Keep seeking knowledge, keep asking questions, and keep striving to make a difference.
Until next time.